I finally feel my passion for embroidery again and creating really cool artwork. Like, this patch is going to be so freaking cool, dude. I am so excited to complete this. Here, let me unlock some of these layers and show y'all. This is actually, so these were auto-digitized layers, and I'm going through on this layer and using the actual drawing I did of the dog. Hang on, let me turn off this other layer. Okay, so I already worked up. Oh, so that most of the stitches, if I turn the stitches off, hang on, let me hide the stitches. Ooh, let me chill. Oh, I hid everything. Everything's hidden. That's why it's confused. Okay, let me simply unlock this drawing. Here we go. I draw all of my patches and layers, and I used to use this program, which is called SewArt. And as you can see, if we zoom in on this, the shapes are like pixels, so it doesn't create, and I can't tell which way I want the thread to be moving. So this was like the first program I used. It's 70 bucks. Great option if you're looking to go cheap, but or like affordable, more accessible if you need something that's a lower cost right now. Great option. However, I've already sketched out on my tablet covering up the drawing because I find these are the basic shapes that I want. And looking at the full image, let me hide this guy. Hide you. Show you. So this is the actual picture of the pupperino. Fox Mulder. This is a memorial patch. He or she or they passed away recently, and I'm making a patch for them. And I thought it would be a great time to show y'all what I do to create the different textures, and it would be an excellent opportunity for me to actually finally say my gratitude and everything that I appreciate from my fight a month ago. Oh my god, it was a month ago! Holy crap! Wow! Okay, so a month and a day ago. Today is December, I think today's December 2nd. Is it? Yes. 12/2/2025. So it's been a month since I fought, and I haven't made any posts for the people I know on my social media, and for anybody really, to give thanks and, you know, talk about what a cool experience it was. So here we go. We are working on Fox Mulder, and I feel like it's a cattle dog kind of mutt. Super freaking cute. We are going to add, I'm going to keep adding. Actually, I think I'm pretty much done with this. So the reason that I lock these is that if you try to like grab this guy and move it around, if you try to grab a corner here, you might accidentally click the back layer and then that layer would move, and that's not fun. So right now I am just blocking out the colors. As you can see on this guy right here, I can hit this where it says curved, and I can change the direction that the little spikies are going to go so they line up a little bit more with my drawing underneath. And I have gone in before, and this is not what I'm doing right now, but I have gone in before and used the photo itself, and I'll do that again once I get to these guys, because it's going to be really tedious to block out these shapes, and then it'll just be more fun to use different textures when I get to the piece. And then I think I might redo the base, but I might redo that later, just for my own satisfaction. See, look, now I'm looking at these and I want to move them now. Chill. I want to finish blocking out the colors. So we last used black. I want to finish blocking out. No, I think I'm going to draw this out. So I want to get these teeth. And I'm going to make that the actual two shape of the teeth, and then add this other guy in there. Close it. And these guys are going to end up being white. Let's make those white. and we'll make those column stitches. Hello, you're a column. Hello. Because all these guys are cusps. Not that one, that's not a cusp. I feel like I should be able to change, make that curved. Because we don't need any extra sharp lines. Make that curved. Hello, curved. There you go. Let's put this on a fill stitch for now, and then so I can see. I don't see any more cusps, hopefully. That. Why? Are you a cusp? Why don't you want to be? Oh. So there's something up here that's messing something up. Let me, I can't zoom in any farther than that. Hello. You're a weird shape. Maybe it just doesn't want to start right here. Let's make it start and finish here. Nope. What are you? I want these. How odd. Let me see. Here, let me try and have it auto do it. Huh. Alright. Sure, fine. I'm not salty about that at all. However, I do want to try to arrange. Oop, hello. Want that almost. There we go. I think that's kind of more what I want. Yeah. I would rather it go side to side like this. That was weird. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, or do I? Because then I could add a white highlight. Because the dog's teeth were pretty yellow, which I'm not trying to shade the dog. I know what brushing teeth for dogs is not always a fun time, as it is not a fun time for cats. We'll make these front ones white. Where'd it go? 0, 0, 0. And this column doesn't want a column, so let's. I don't need more. I'm good. Thank you, though. Oopsies. Okay. You're also misaligned. Why are you all the way up there? Anyway, so I did fight a month ago. I really got in the zone here, figuring this out. I love this stuff. This is so much fun. Ah! Whoop. Firmly grasp it. I really don't like. What's funny is that none of these are cuspid. Well, aren't cuspids teeth? And then I'm working on these cusps on the teeth. Cuspids. That's fine. That's fine. That's gonna be tiny anyways. Yeah, fought a month ago. Was in a lot of pain for a couple weeks there. Not realizing fully that my ADHD medication, really messes with my fascia and my muscle tissue and all that stuff. I don't know the exact science behind it, but to my understanding, it strips some of the magnesium and the calcium out of your body, so like back into the bloodstream, and it like makes it inaccessible for your body and makes it so that it is difficult for my fascia to be hydrated. and it was making me break out like crazy, and it made me feel like I was in a, like those vacuum seal bags where, oh, hang on, I got a couple right here. Hey, look at that. Those guys. It makes me feel like that. So when I'm on that ADHD medication, it actually takes, like, it makes it feel like all of my limbs are, like, in a straitjacket, and it's really painful, and it's hard for me to move. And so my pain capacity is completely tapped out, so when I was getting hit in sparring, I wasn't getting hit particularly hard. But after the fight, I was in, like, still constriction and, like, pain from like performing in a high stress, high anxiety situation for me at the time. So putting my body into the fight or flight and it constricting on its own, and then the medication, and so it was a little bit painful there for a couple weeks. However, I was very insistent about being consistent, and I made sure I kept going into the gym and was making sure I was eating food and hydrating and keeping up habits that I had before fight camp. So I'm really proud of how I finished, like, after that fight. Like, the fight is one thing. Like, the fight is, like, what, 12 minutes? It's, like, 12 minutes of my life compared to all the other time that I was investing in being in the gym and investing in working on my business stuff. Man, it has been a wild and incredible ride. I'm so, first of all, grateful for all the support at the gym. My coach Nora was really intentional about checking in on me and making sure that I was feeling good. We were, like, the theme of this fight camp truly was mobility. I was recovering from lots of grief. So my grandpa and my sister dying in the space of a month of them transitioning into whatever energetic, whatever realm they're in now. I know they're hanging out together wherever they are, making a mess. But, like, they really did have the capacity to make anybody laugh at any time. That is definitely something that I've leaned into more since they have passed away. I'm like, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the one to make a joke at a gas station. Like, I was getting gas the other night and feeling nostalgic. There's, like, some song came on my Spotify. I don't know what the song was, but I was feeling really nostalgic for middle school era, which I usually am, because I think middle school, I'm not going to say that middle school is my prime, but I do think that middle school really showed me, like, I had a lot of freedom as a kid. Like, honestly did have a lot of freedom as a kid. Especially with the early internet way back then. Oops. So I really got to figure out then who I was, and I was really, like, just an adorable little dork all the time. And I liked to draw, and I was with my friend, and we were, like, forming a band and, lighting stuff on fire that we definitely shouldn't have been lighting on fire, But, like, that was prime. That was awesome. I'm going to extend this a little bit. So I think, let's see, right side, left side. Oh, but I want this to, hang on, we're going to make that curved. There we go. And we're going to, pull this. Yeah. Okay. Let's move this earlier, and then, yeah, anyway, middle school was good. Had a lot of freedom. Learned a lot of stuff about myself, and I was feeling nostalgic going to the gas station, and it was one of those, I usually, if I go into public spaces, ever since I started diagnosing with autism, I wear my headphones a lot in public just to, like, lower stimulation, not be as overstimulated, really. So I didn't wear them. And I was feeling a little bit, like, I was feeling like some anxiety pop up while I was going to the gas station. And I was like, And then I was like, let me just take a deep breath and, like, tune into my body. And then, what song is it? There was some song that was like, "You could be heaven or it could be hell," and I started laughing because it was so funny. Like, it really could. I could have chose to be there and feel anxious, or be there and choose to make the best of it. And it was funny because when I made that decision, I found. Hang on, let go. I don't want these connected. I was looking at a box of Laffy Taffy, so I was like, okay, nice. I'm on a Laffy Taffy. That sounds good. And it was a strawberry, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a strawberry Laffy Taffy. And tried to tell the joke to the cashier, but it wasn't a funny joke. Or at least I had gotten it when I was in the aisle, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna laugh so hard at this. But I think it was like a multi-layered joke, or it just wasn't that good of a joke. What was it? Let me go get the Laffy Taffy, because it really... No, it was, so, I just don't think it was, I think you would have to know some layers to the joke. So what's a school of peas? And in my head, I'm like, school of fish. Okay, school of peas. I have no idea. And then, so what's a school of peas? And it's a pea pod. And I thought that was funny. Because I had the, like, the background knowledge of, like, school of fish, pea pod, whatever. It's okay. I tried. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna see if I didn't have anybody around who I knew. And I was like, let me just talk to this cashier and, like, I'll see if they want to hear this joke. And it wasn't a good joke. And the other side wasn't good. Oh my god, the other side was so much worse. It's like, you could tell, like, I don't want to be mean, but you can tell, like, a middle schooler came up with it and was, like, really proud of it. So what did the net say when the ball swished in? That's my internet. Like, it's not a good joke, so it's funny. Like, it's not a good joke. Anyway, I tried to share it with the cashier, and then he was like, yeah, they've been making these since I was little. And it turns out that for him, he said that he was having them in the 70s. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. I don't know how to do, well, I'm working on it. Something that I want to learn how to do better is learning how to talk and, like, articulate what I am doing while I'm doing it and tell stories. And of course, I'm going to do it the hard way and do it at the same time. Because I can. Yay! How fun. These guys are going to be way sparser. These are going to be, like, very, very, very thin. Nope, that's not very, very, very thin. Those are very, very, very thin. Because I just want them to be, these are like single stitches. So when it does that, it'll just burrow into the stitches that are underneath it, rather than being a solid shape their own. And then I'll do another shape on top of this that's a different color. We'll make this not gray. This was supposed to be like the taupe. Yeah. Oh, we'll do that one instead. It'll be lighter when I sew it out. I did email the client and was like, hey, I know I said I'd have it out today, but I am enjoying the process. So this actually needs to be smaller. Let's make this guy smaller, a little more offset. And we'll change the shape of this a little bit too. but we'll just have a little sprinkle. There we go. Just to add some texture and definition. I did not realize that I had black thread under there. Yeah, that's 11.6. Let's make that even. There. I have so many presettings I forget about. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, 10.5. Do we need it curved? I want to get rid of that. A little bit. Oh, that really extended. Here we go. Yeah. You won't even see this. You won't even be able to see that. Just gonna bury right in there. I swear, I've already done something like... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a bunch of these little blobs. And then we're gonna copy and paste some pieces. I think that's what I've done before. What do I want these to be? What kind of fill? Okay, we're gonna start with that as normal. And then we're gonna make this just not quite so thick. So let's make this more like, oh, hello. Make this more like 11. Turn it up to 11. Nope. Who are you? What's the male guy? Can you imagine doing this by hand? You'd have a different process, for sure. Not me. Man, posture. I'm gonna actually grab a bunch of these. Grab these. Yoink. Hello! Alright, I guess I could do this too. select those, copy them. We'll put that in. Let's make a new one. This camera's like right in my field of vision. And we will file, save as, files to digitize. Let's put, we'll make a folder here, and we'll call this design fill patterns. Sure. Okay. And we'll save this one as cattle, dog, face, speckles. Cool. That way now, all I gotta do is copy and paste these, and like, there we go. Go team. You know, it's easier. This one you're gonna, if you want to move all these guys around. I'm overwhelming my computer. Yes. No. Save. There we go. Yep. Otherwise, you will drive yourself nuts by accidentally grabbing handles nonstop. Oop. That's a crazy path. Isn't that cool? You can see where the machine is going to start and jump. That's a big old jump right there. Is that on something? Yeah, but that shouldn't be first. That is 154. 153. Really? Oh, so then it goes from here to that one. We'll figure that out later. I don't think I needed that many, but we'll see. And you know what? Maybe it is a good thing to jump around a little bit more. That way you're not putting lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tension in one part of the hoop first. So if it moves all over the place, rather than doing a ton of really dense embroidery right here and the fabric start to like crumple and buckle right there, jumping around the frame may make it a little bit less buckled. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You can go hang out up there too. There you go. These look really big. They're gonna be just itty bitty little blips. Where do we still need you? You don't exist on one. You can go there. Maybe we did need more. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's make these guys a different color. And then when I paste everything, I'll know which ones still need to be covered. Let's put you guys right here. No, I only... Thank you. And you. And you. You too. You. You. Anyway. And then I'm probably gonna grab all of these once I get all of these little dots situated over here. I'm gonna copy this kind of like entire design. I missed one. Yay! Cool. And then we're gonna add, this is more of that warm gray. We'll put that there, put that there, we'll put that there, put that there. And then we're actually gonna go over here and we'll make this one big dude. This is like that can be more dense because this is face fur. This is on the lip. It's like this guy. No, extend. That's what I was distracted by earlier. Nope, wrong side. This side. Yeah. So we want it to be the fur on his lips. Mooey, come here, mama. Momo, come here. Oh, come here, come cuddle. Come here. She's got to pretend like she doesn't want to cuddle first and then she'll be back. I wonder, does this have a gradient on it? It does not. Weird. Anyway. Yay. Let's turn these all back to warm gray. Sweet. We hit save often, consciously. Let's see what it will look like with this one. Yeah, that's doing what I want. Oh, there's another layer with, actually, once I get these highlights in, it'll start to look a little better. I think we're missing a bunch down here too. Okay, goodbye. Oh yeah, we're missing all these gray highlights. Well, like I thought I was doing better than that. I am. And these guys are just, I think everything, it's difficult to model the actual colors on this program. The colors aren't true to life, and then it doesn't really matter anyway because I'm just gonna throw in whatever colors I want anyway. Give me the handle. Anyway, back to the gratitude. Nora was really on top of everything, and we really got to focus on mobility, like I said, and making sure that I could walk again. It was when my sister had died is when I hurt my back, and there's a whole bunch of reasons that go into that I understand and I really don't need to keep rehashing, and there's just a bunch of mistakes, including one of them is taking ADHD medication every day is not a good thing for me. Like, I'm gonna still do some experimenting and see if I take it like once a week, if that'll still allow me to like feel loose and mobile in my body. Otherwise, you know what? It was an experience. It's also like I was using it for sure. Once I was diagnosed, I was part of that. I still had some like old victim mentality that I needed to wear off, where I was blaming. I'm like, oh, I can't focus on this because I have ADHD and blah 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 blah. Like using those own excuses, like truly were excuses for me to not perform. Hi, Millie. See, I knew it. Hi, Mama. Not to perform at my best. But I am very glad that I'm aware now, and I've journaled about it. I've told people about it. Now I know. I definitely don't need it, and I definitely don't need to take it the day of a fight, because I think a lot of my pain was because I was more constricted with taking the medicine. So anyway, not doing that again. Really, actually, what's funny is that I wanted to start this video to talk about how grateful I am to have lost that fight. All things considered. Yeah, it would have been fun to, like, it would have been fun to win. And I did win, technically, for a little bit. I got to be the one in the middle, be like, yay, I won! Even though I actually lost. That was so funny to me. And I fully get why she wants a rematch immediately. Because, like, when you, like, we both knew, like, when we were up there that she won the fight. And, like, what do you do in that situation? I was like, it was close of, here it is. It was close enough of a fight that we were all able to be like, okay, yeah, it wasn't crazy. Like, it wasn't like a huge upset that I won, because it was such a bang, 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 bang fight. Like, it was hard to tell who was, like, there were a lot of shots thrown in that fight in over a very, very short period of time. Most of them by Christina. But I was matching, though. So anything that she would throw, I would throw the same amount back. Or at least I tried. And sometimes I hit more, and it's just, I was hitting after the entire time. Which is fine. It is what it is. I had psyched myself out in a couple different ways. And at a certain point, like, I hadn't been on Instagram in over a year. Had not. And I rejoined Instagram because I was like, okay, there are people who may not, like, there are people who I know who love Harmony and I didn't know if they would have heard about her passing from anyone else. So I opened my Instagram again and posted about her passing and about her celebration of life, and like and then I got kind of drawn back into some of the like, my old algorithms were all about Palestine, and, you know, that was a period of my life where I was very focused on external circumstances and focused on that, and doing a lot of great things and learning a lot of heavy stuff about, like, everything, really. And it was a lot. And so I was going from this grief of my sister to opening up my Instagram again, and it all being all of that content, and then also, but truly mostly living most of my days in a space where I'm creating things, where I'm enjoying myself, where I'm being in the moment and I'm connecting with people. And I have, like, so many communities here in Minneapolis that I didn't really realize I did. So I have my craft fair community, I have my Muay Thai community, I have my coffee shop community. Um, and like I have my neighbors who are like we're all actually becoming neighborly and it's so cute. But like I have all these connections now and I'm really proud of the things that I've accomplished. I'm really proud of and like really truly happy and love myself. And why is this not working? And part of me was like, I don't want people here's the big thing of it is that I don't want people to think that I'm still the person who was posting about all the negative things that were happening to me all the time. Like I was aware that I hadn't been on social media since posting about so many negative things and being such a victim in my own life that I went the other direction and was like, my brain was like, you have to prove that you're not a victim. You have to prove that you're this new person. And on some level, like I was in that and felt that, but it wasn't real. Like it became performative fast. Like I wanted to prove how different I am than the person that I was when like I was in my victim identities of like only identifying with all the negative things happening in my life, which I don't do. I don't do that anymore because I curate positives no matter what is freaking happening. And the universe was like, okay, yeah, you really think that way? Okay, here's a dead grandpa and a dead sister. Figure your shit out. I'm like, all right, great. I have days where I will cry like so much. I'll cry so much and be able to be present with it, because what's crazy to me that I found out through this entire process. Hello? Give me a dot. What the heck? So weird. It won't let me. There we go. That's what I wanted. What's crazy through this whole process is being able to feel how close grief and gratitude are, because grief is love with nowhere to go, and gratitude is like I got to experience so much gratitude with everybody who showed up for my sister's celebration of life. And I had my own breakdowns here, for sure. And feeling that immense weight of knowing that she's gone, and yet being able to hold the gratitude for everybody who showed up for those events. Like seeing my parents so lost and like seeing everybody around me just nobody knew what to do. But we were all there for each other, and there's so much kindness. And the best part about having... Motherfucker. Hang on. I know how to do this. What am I doing? Why am I working so hard? Look at that. Easy peasy. You we're gonna get rid of because you're causing problems. Yeah, it was what it was. Like, none of us could do anything to have prevented it. It was an accident. You know, no one could have done anything about it. And there was no one to blame, like no one to be mad at. And so everybody just got to really show up and be their kindest self. And like there was I got to hang out with my cousin Ember. Like we got to spend so much time together. It was so fun. It was so fun to go be a kid again as a 32-year-old in my own stomping grounds and be able to hang out with like my cousin, who is a 16-year-old, like, but she's so much cooler than I was. I was pretending to be cool. I was definitely faking it, trying to make it, but feeling super insecure about but also, like, knowing that I was cool in my own right, but terrified people would find out that I wasn't actually cool. I was such a dork. So funny. I was such a funny kid. I was such a little shit, though. Because some of my funniness came from, like, mean insecurity, joking about other people before they could, like, be mean to you, you know? And trying to... There's, like, on some level of, like, establishing safety of, like, don't mess with me, because I'll hit you back, and I'll hit you... That's what I always used to say with my sparring partners. Actually, I still say it with new people, like, you hit me hard, I'll hit you harder. But I don't. I actually don't. I could if I wanted to. I absolutely could. If I wanted to, there are times when I feel myself where I'm like, this person, like, I've asked them to chill out, and they're not chilling out, or they're clearly blaming me for their frustrations right now, and I don't want to take that on. And I'll feel it, and I'll want to, like, hit them back harder, and I feel that. And I also am like, no, I don't need to do that. Because, ironically, the last time I did that, I hurt my foot, and I had forgotten that I did that too. But I was wondering, I was like, why does my foot hurt? And then I remembered the other day, I was like, oh yeah, it's because I kicked somebody because I was pissed at them for escalating. Isn't that so funny? You get mad at somebody else for escalating, and then you escalate as if, like, that's literally two wrongs don't make it right. Whereas now, I'm actually grateful for this person, because now I get to be extra aware of my own energy, and the difference between our energy is, like, crazy. So I can feel it, which is good, because I don't want to match other people's energy. I have my own patterns, I have my own rhythm, I have my own movement, I have my own style, and when I try to match people, it's fun. Sometimes it's fun. Like, Josh at the gym, he's so fun to spar with, because he's just got, like, he's got, like, showmanship, but he's also got control. So he's usually, if people throw spinning shit during sparring, I'll get annoyed, because I'm like, you don't know where you're going. You're just throwing this out of, like, desperation. But he will throw something, and it will be controlled the entire time. It's not like he's throwing it as, like, a last... Because that's how I feel a lot of people will throw spinning stuff in sparring, is out of a last-ditch effort to do damage, which you're in sparring. You don't need to do damage. But they'll throw it, and elbows are serious, dude. I think people take that for granted in the gym. Like, if you get caught with an elbow, I've seen it do damage through elbow pads. I've seen one of my friends get cut, like, through the elbow pads. Yeah, it's wild, dude. Right there, Momo. You happy to cuddle? She's so cute. But yeah, I don't escalate anymore. And if I do, it's because it's actually, I'm still going to say that. I'm still going to say that I don't escalate, because I like to, that's how I want to identify. I want to be able to train with anybody at the gym. And I also want to make it clear to myself that this is something that I am claiming, and the universe loves to give me opportunities to practice what I say. Because I hold myself to high standards. I do. I love Muay Thai, and I love what it has afforded me, and how I still get to grow every single time I do it. And I want to make sure it stays that kind of space for me and everyone around me, because there's nothing worse than getting a great training partner in, like a new person in the gym, and they're just like a great person and they want to learn and they're excited to be there. And then you see them getting like banged up because somebody's throwing something in sparring that they don't need to be throwing. You can throw that crazy spinning stuff on the bag. Or you can intentionally, I'll help you down. I got you, mama. Like, you can intentionally train with somebody who's a good pad holder who you can trust. Or work it out with somebody ahead of time. I'm not saying there's not. It's just during sparring, especially during timing sparring, not fun. But anyway, Josh, a really good training partner. Love training with him. Especially after he definitely leveled up after his last fight. Or he's he's a lot more relaxed. So he's more likely to do all the silly stuff, which is fun. Like sometimes, like, I'll be honest, most of the time I don't want to work hard at sparring or at training. I don't want to work hard most of the time, and that's true. But it's also my definition of working hard and being good at Muay Thai. Like they're different. Oh, how do I say this? How the heck do I say this? Okay, we'll talk. My main goal when I go to training, I want to have fun and I want to be really loose and relaxed and enjoy feeling the movement in my body. And it's nice that like it's so good at the beginning of training, just the warm up. Like, I know that people don't like jump rope, and I was goofing around and smashed my foot fingers. No, I smashed my toes a couple of times last night with the Thai jump rope by doing crossover jumps like a dork. But I did it at the end of 3 minutes, so I was a little bit fatigued. My calves were from warming up. Anyway, I know people don't like jump rope. I do. It's fun. I'd rather do jump rope. I'd rather do half an hour of jump rope than half an hour of running, truly. How did these guys get in there? I think it's more fun, especially because if you are in an area where you can actually hear the music, then it's better. But can you see this? Can you see this little guy? You can. Because I know that you are the same color as Swin. Okay, well, what number is that? 69. Nice. We'll come back to you. Okay, let's keep doing these. Yeah, it was fun because he and another fighter at the gym, Abby, they were warming up. They were in fight camp for fights close in timing to mine. So they fought like 2 weeks later. Oh, that's really back there? Huh. Come on. I'll drop you off. Right here. Right there. There you go. Okay. Weird. I got a weird shape. Oh, look at that cusp. That cusp is too cuspy. Still too cuspy. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. It's actually pretty much perfect. Boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop. You don't need to be so dense. Yay. Oh, I missed one. That's okay. That's alright. That's okay. We're gonna digitize it anyway. That's cool. No sweat. I can't tell if that's... I think it's the same color. Okay. Nice. Oh, I still got all these things. What color is that? Dark gray. Perfect. Wait, is that dark gray or is that pewter? Let's move you. Yeah, that's pewter. Okie dokie. Next one's. Oops, nope. Anyway, it was nice to be in fight camp about the same time. That way we were all moving towards goals, so it was nice to be training with people who are focused. Let me hit save. Pretty good, pretty good. Let me turn this one off. Keep that one on. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, these guys, I will turn those so they match up with that better. So I guess this is going to be a little series of this. So I've thanked a couple people. Definitely need to thank Ryan and Joe for cornering and for telling me, dropping some sweet, sweet knowledge on what I needed to do while I was in the ring. I was totally listening and totally engaged with you. And it took me, I don't remember exactly what they said, but I know that I was like, yeah, I'm doing that, I'm gonna do that. Oh, man. Crazy. I gotta get all of this face fur. All of that. Oop. Let's rotate this guy. Nope, not you. Not you. Not you. Oh, they're different ones. Look at all those cusps. I'll probably actually, here, I will write something out and I will record it. So I'll actually record my thank you for everybody to make sure I don't miss anybody, because there were a lot of people who were supporting me during this fight camp. Really appreciate it. I said, what are we doing in life? There's a lot of crazy stuff that was happening. Maybe I'll just make this a daily vlog, like working on digitizing stuff. I think that looks awesome. Very nice. Let's lock that, hide that. Yeah, there we go. It doesn't look, here, you want to see a little preview? I'm gonna change that. I will probably change that. That's a lot. It's gonna be doing that for a minute. I'm looking at it like, this is the fastest speed? This is a lot of stitches. So I have 41,749. 41749. No wonder it has it coated as the same color. Okay. I already see there's a big old gap right there. Should be fine. I'm going to put it on black fabric, but these guys shouldn't be the same color. We will work on colors later, but that's where I'm going to leave this for now. I'm going to go get something to eat, and then I'll be back to work on this later. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions about my process, or if you have any specific questions about my Muay Thai fighting or art in general, let me know in the comments. Okay, love you. Bye.